Good evening. My name is Toledano, but my family calls me Tula. I asked my father if I can speak in this very special event, his book premiere, and my father said, sure. What would you talk about? I answered him with a question. What are you going to talk about? My father said he was going to speak about his book, of course. Great. So we have a deal, I said. You're going to speak about your book, and I will talk about my book. He looked at me and he said, your book? What is your book? I said, my book is you. As I stand up here this evening, after living so many years with the man who wrote this book, I just want to say one thing. Abba, your written book is great, but your living book is much better. I have with my sister Leah, my brother Baruch, and my sister Estelle the privilege of being raised in a home with good parents who dedicate their lives simply helping others. So, I'm not going to share with you stories of what I heard at home, not only because they're very confidential, and I know how to keep a secret, but mainly because I never hear fights worth talking about. However, I want to share with you one small example of my experience growing up in our house. But it's a personal story, so please keep it between us. I remember one Saturday night, my parents decided to go to the mall with us kids. I remember once, for some reason, my dad probably said something that made my mom, how do I say it, a little unhappy. She lost interest of going into the mall and in the middle of the road, so she said, I'm going back home. My dad said right away, we can go back home, but before we go back home, please stop the car and step out with me for just a moment. They both left the car and stood outside for about 2 minutes. After that 2 minutes, we saw them smiling and giving each other a big hug, and then we all went to the mall. But let me share with you the conversation that took place in the car with us kids during these 2 minutes. My sister said, Abba is always feeling he can make peace between people. He can fix any marriage issue. Now let's see if he can fix his own. And sure enough, he did. So we realized that in our family, the shoemaker is never going to walk barefoot. It is with the greatest pleasure and my proudest love, I would like to introduce to you my father, my mentor, and my very, very best friend, Rabbi David Toledano.